Yo, what's good everyone? This is Ayo Boxing from Adiba, and here's my post-fight review for Shecky Foster versus Robson Conceicao. And this fight was a robbery. Despite it not being the cleanest, most eye-catching, and entertaining fight, Shecky Foster should have won this fight. There's no way that Conceicao won this fight. Foster got done dirty by the judges, and I feel bad for him. But considering everything surrounding this fight, Foster pretty much gave away this fight and allowed the robbery to happen. Let me explain. Robson Conceicao is a company man for Top Rank. He's a Brazilian Olympic gold medalist and has been heavily promoted by Top Rank throughout the years. He's been on the undercard and co-main for premier and big fights, but most importantly, he has been given a lot of title shots in the last 2 years. He fought in a controversial decision and lost to Oscar Valdez for the WBC belt. He then fought and was outclassed by Shakur Stevenson for the unified WBO and WBC titles, and he then fought Emmanuel Navarrete to a draw for the WBO title. That's 3 title shots in 2 years, and truth be told, Conceicao was robbed in at least 2 of those fights, so Top Rank probably felt obligated to give him another title shot. This is similar to the Nick Ball and Raymond Ford situation. Nick Ball was robbed in the Ray Vargas title fight in Saudi Arabia, so they gave Ball the win in a close fight against Ford in Saudi Arabia. Ford was already planning to move on to 130 in his next fight, so maybe the powers that be felt that Ball deserved to win to rectify his robbery. But many people, including I, had Ford winning that fight. Ball was more active and had a higher output, but Ford was way more accurate and landed the bigger punches. And just like that fight, Foster was a more accurate fighter, but Conceicao was more active and had a higher output. But the biggest difference between those 2 fights is that Ford increased his output, pace, and aggression throughout the fight and was able to hurt Ball at least 3 times. Foster, on the other hand, did not increase his output, pace, or aggression. He instead fought defensively and off his back foot for most of the fight, having a low output, while Conceicao increased his pace and aggression. And don't get it twisted, Foster won this fight. His defense was on point and made Conceicao miss most of his punches. Foster's jab, punch selection, and counter-punching was on point, and Foster did land the more significant punches throughout the fight. And this wasn't the cleanest performance by Foster. There's a lot of scrappy exchanges and not a lot of eye-catching punches like what I said. There will be times where Conceicao would throw a 3 to 5 punch combination and miss all of those punches, while Foster would only throw a single or 2 punch counterpunch and those would land. Judges sit ringside, so that means they have a limited view of what's actually going on in the ring. So those 3 to 4 punch combinations may look effective from the vantage point of the judges, but from fans that watch it on TV, we can see that he missed all of those punches. But the biggest issue is that Foster had no real moment in which he took control of this fight. All Foster's last 3 fights were competitive to a degree, but in every fight, Foster would take control, especially in the later rounds. He would up his aggression and come forward, winning exchanges and beating up his opponents. This is how he stopped Rocky Hernandez and won the Abraham Nova fight. I was waiting for that second gear to kick in and for him to take control of the fight, but it never came, which confused me. I was watching the fight at a bar, so maybe his corner was urging him to do so, but you would never know. Meanwhile, Conceicao was coming forward and throwing a lot of punches, regardless if they landed or not. This was a robbery waiting to happen, and it sucks that I'm basically blaming Foster for being robbed. If you win the fight, no matter how it looks, you deserve to win the fight. But it doesn't work like that in boxing. Foster signed a 3-fight deal with Top Rank, and this is his 2nd fight on that deal. Furthermore, Foster's from a small town, which means he doesn't have a large backing, and he already has 2 losses on his resume. He's been treated as a journeyman champion, and all of these factors make for the perfect candidate to be robbed. It seems like Top Rank doesn't want to lose another belt potentially, since Shakur Stevenson is now a free agent. This fight definitely deserves a rematch, and I'm not sure if there's a rematch clause. Hopefully the WBC is the one that enforces the rematch because I don't see Top Rank doing it. If not, then Foster will have a long road to becoming a champion again. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing from Adiba. Hit like, subscribe, and more content's coming your way.